So the question I've been getting is, what actually happened when they broke in? What did they take? How did it happen? Who was it? And what should you do about it? I'm going to answer those questions today. First, what did they take? Couple sentimental things and a bunch of practical things. What kept happening is I would come down to the garage because I needed something and realize, oh, that's gone. Oh, that's gone. That's gone. And that happened for day after day after day. So I took an entire day, cleaned out the entire garage, went through everything, and there's the list of everything that was taken. Somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000 of tools, equipment. But who was it? Well, that's an interesting one. There could be 3 people because the night of the break-in, I didn't even know it happened. I was asleep. I had noise canceling on. I had a marathon race that next morning. So I blacked everything out. White noise really loud, and I didn't hear anything. I had no clue someone was in here. So I get home from the marathon a few days later, is the first time I come into the garage. It's gonna go elk hunting. I went to grab my stuff and I couldn't find any of my elk hunting gear. And that's when I got suspicious as I started looking around and noticing there was a lot of things missing. From there, it took me about a week of caring before I decided to move on. Because I wanted to look at my options. Did I know who it was? Could I figure it out? Is there anything the apartment could do, anything law enforcement could do? Because it was valuable enough stuff, if I could get it back, I definitely would have liked to. But at the same time, it's not worth spending months and months on focusing on getting the things back and having justice happen to somebody. So I've narrowed it down to 3 people it could have been. When I found out things were gone, there's 2 doors in here, a garage door and then a side garage door, like an opening garage door, side garage door. They were both locked. So how did somebody get in and then get out? So from the least likely to the most likely thing that happened. Least likely, inside job. The apartment management has keys to get in here. They know our code. They helped us set it up. They've been scouting us out. They have been doing some maintenance in our apartment up above 1 week before the break-in. I had the garage door open and I was working and cleaning in here. I'm storing a ton of tools in here after moving out of the workshop, as this is a transition place for us. Maintenance guy said, ooh, he's got some nice stuff. Came back, planned, middle of the night, came in, 5 guys. They all took 1 or 2 loads out, or one guy spent 30 minutes loading stuff out. That could have happened, but I don't think it did. Second thing that could have happened. This one, I don't know if the second or third one is what happened, but these are 2 more likely scenarios. I did a Facebook Marketplace deal where I sold a Festool dust extractor. I was selling off tools that I'm not currently using. Some stuff I'll store for later when I know I really want it, and other things that I'm not doing production work anymore. Well, I don't really need it. So I had a nice dust extractor. I was like, I could sell this because I'm not going to use it for 2 years and then get another one if I want to later. So that was one of the things I was selling. The guy who bought it was slightly suspicious. First thing, which isn't a major red flag, but he didn't pay the price that we had agreed upon. Now the issue was, Callie sold it on Marketplace and did all the communication, and then I was down here to do the transaction. So when he offered the money, I just thought, oh, well, Callie probably just agreed on a lower price, but that wasn't the case. So we sold it for $100 cheaper than planned. Then he agreed on Facebook Marketplace, and I didn't know to be like, oh, hey, that's not the right price because I didn't clarify with Callie. So that was the first weird thing. The second weird thing is he said, hey, you got any more tools you're selling? And I was like, oh, actually, I am. I have, I was selling a bandsaw and this drill press and whatever else I was selling, a circular saw or something. I showed him it and he looked at those, but I noticed his eyes were looking around the garage a lot. Like I didn't think of it at the time, but now thinking about it, I suspiciously felt like he was scoping things out. He was like he was on weed at the time. Like he was so just like lethargic and slow and mellow, but an anxious feeling about him the whole time. It was weird. He left. Took the Festool. We messaged him about the $100. Never responded. That was 2 months ago, though. So could he have scouted everything out, planned it out, maybe surveyed us on typing in our code, or if he's technical and can use like a flipper or something, then he could have been in a parked car nearby and got our digital code. It's not like super, super hard to break in if you've got a little bit of smarts about you, but that's a lot of work for the stuff in here. Not because it's not like you're grabbing cash. You got to go flip this stuff and resell it. And the value I bought it for, he's probably going to get less than half of that. So that just didn't make sense that that's the thing. He could put that same amount of work to something else and make a lot more money. That'd be an impressive way to make a little bit of money, so to speak. The third way, talking to the neighbor a few days later, his son got in a fight with another kid somewhere around here. And the same night that we got broken into, his garage door was busted. Ours was not busted at all. And then the person who has the garage between me and the neighbor is the person who allegedly busted his garage. So if he was trying to bust into his, how did he get into ours? Well, maybe my boys were down here at some point and one of them unlocked the door, the side bolt. I think one of them probably unlocked it, and the kids who got in a fight, it's like a 16-year-old got in a fight with a 21-year-old is what I heard. The 21-year-old went to retaliate, and then retaliated on me accidentally. But I don't think he was alone if he did it. I think he probably had some older brothers or friends or somebody come, because the amount of gear they took, no way they took all that. That's probably what happened. So I tried to do my investigation. Like, they were out playing football one day, so I went and played with them for a little bit just to feel them out, you know? And that 21-year-old, like, I think he could have been the instigator. I don't think he had the nerve to do it. But I think he could have contacted somebody who did. And then we accidentally left the door open. They door pulled, thought we were the other neighbor, and got us instead. I don't know what happened, but that's the most likely scenario. So what do you do about it? This guy can explain it better than I ever could.
One of your biggest tests in life is how you handle people who mishandled you. Because revenge is easy. Anybody can clap back. But real strength is rising above it. Don't let their actions pull you out of character. Stay solid and stay growing.
I'm telling you, that's the answer right there. Somebody wrongs you, stay solid, stay growing. Don't clap back at them. They were trying to fight back and retaliate at a little scuffle they had in the park. Some kids got me instead. Okay? If I try to retaliate, if I want revenge, I'm just like them. I did a lot of research on crimes and things being stolen and like what I could do about it. And it is nearly all of it is a personal feeling that somebody did you wrong and you've got to get back at them. The government did you wrong, you got to cheat on your taxes. Like, it's all this like fighting back. It's all this effort of revenge and dislike or hate. And it's so wrong. Like, that's weak. And so the cool thing about this whole scenario is I got to dive deep on the lesson of becoming more of a man by not fighting a battle that's not worth fighting, but being above it. Now, unfortunately, in this apartment, I can't even put up my own cameras and stuff. And by the time you're watching this video, we're actually already moved out of here. So that's a pretty cool thing. But it's kind of unfortunate that there was almost nothing I could do because I couldn't put up my own security cameras. I thought everything was locked. The only thing that I could have done better is maybe double check that all the doors were locked. That was probably my mistake, probably how they got in. But if somebody got in when both doors were locked, what could I do? I don't know. Weird scenario, but doesn't matter. The lesson is to be above it. So let's do that, you and me. Let's make this world better, the internet better, by being those people. All right, thanks guys. Catch you on the next video.